Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
Vitamin Water was born in New York because New Yorkers wanted more. Like more flavor to go with all the flavor. A refreshing drink after climbing 6 flights of stairs to a walk-up apartment, or standing in the subway station in 100-degree heat. Focus when I have an 8-hour shift. And XXX after I was out all night at a club. Call XXX. Drink vitamin water. It's from New York.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. Here are your hosts, Steve Collins and Greg Berg.
Hey, Coach. Welcome to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. I'm so excited you decided to join. Before we jump in, real quick, go over and check out Coach Berg's website, gberg.gumroad.com. It is awesome. You will not be disappointed. It's a little bit of everything. There's free resources over there with a preseason checklist, off-season playbook, all sorts of great things. Go over and check it out. All half of it's free. I should yell at him for all the free stuff he's giving away, but it's great. His team leader OS is awesome. So go over and check that out. Also, when you're there and you're thinking about it, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. You take that leadership, you take all the stuff that I have built over the last 30 years to build a nationally ranked team, to be nationally ranked, to win 3 state championships. Everything I have learned over the last 30 years is in teachhoops.com. Go over and check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. 14-day free trial. And let's head off to the podcast. Bye. Good. All right. Welcome to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about, first of all, 25th episode, Coach. Nice job.
Wow.
We made it to 25.
That's crazy. That's good stuff.
Good stuff. It is good stuff. We have lots of stuff to talk about. So this week we're talking about defining roles. And last week I was talking about, I'm interested in how you do it with your team, because last week I was talking about how I do it with my team. And I do it 4 times basically in a year. I would call it the Spark Note, Cliff Note version before the season starts, because I don't really know what their role is going to be because we haven't played. So I give them I would literally say it's like a 20-second, here's where I see you right now role. But it's like, I don't want to give them a false sense because I don't really know until we put them into something. And then we usually do it a third of the way through, more than half of the way through. And then at the end, we do it before tournament. Actually, I guess we would do 5 because we have postseason roles too. Like, what's your role next year? What do you want to be? I always talk about roles and goals is what I talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. Like this year's team, when we did it, they were all pretty close. They were all pretty close on roles and goals. Goals kind of vary more depending on, like, everyone's goal is to win. Like, but I try to get them as specific as they can get. But I'm interested on how you define roles on teams and where and how you do that.
I think I've talked about this a little bit earlier. The thing I do at the very beginning of the season is this preseason perception form that the kids fill out. It gives me a lot of data. I throw it on a spreadsheet. Where do you see your role? Where do you see every other kid's role as it relates to the team? And, I get that, and that gives me a foundation to start the year. And it really lets me know where kids' heads are. And that's a free download on my Gumroad site if people want to look at that. But that's my
give that website again, so I don't have to go do that.
You're not going to like it's
but
it's GBERGE, so gberg.gumroad.com.
Okay, perfect.
So There's a lot of free stuff on there, but it's a preseason self-perception form. So anyway, that kind of kicks everything off, and that kind of lays out, and I have those individual conversations like right away to start the season on where they are at. And I always tell kids, obviously roles can change. This season in particular, we've had, we got the deepest team I've probably ever had. So, really navigating that bench and who's in has been trickier than normal.
Right.
And where people are going to fall. But I'll have individual meetings with kids throughout the season, but I really just talk to the group. Like, I want everything to be out in the open, so I'm going to say, Johnny, this is what you're great at. This is what we need you to do. This is, you're probably going to be getting in about this many minutes. Stevie, you're going to be doing this. Some of you guys, you're going to be our next tier off the bench. You might only get in this situation. And I want to do that public, be very honest and open, because I want everyone to hear it.
Right. What do you do? Like, you and I have had some injury. Because roles change.
Absolutely.
So do you talk about that as they change and then as they change back?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gone through it this year. We had our point guard that 4-year starter missed the first, number of games this season. We had the kid that we started is a sophomore. He's a great point guard. We could have probably started other kids because we have a lot of kids on our team who can play point guard, but they're not true point guards. And the kid we brought in has been phenomenal and played awesome. But I'll talk about why. Like, we need a true point guard in there, and how it kind of relates with the roles of the other people on the team. And I think you just got to be very honest with the whole group. Like, there's no surprises. That's kind of the approach I try to take. Like, and yeah, when that player, that starter starts coming back in, how is that going to upset the apple cart? It's going to change things.
It does. From someone that's done this a long time, it can shift things a lot.
Big time. That kid who was the 8th man that was getting good minutes becomes the 9th man. He's maybe, and you just have to, I've had a lot of these conversations, and I'll have this one-on-one with a kid, especially with, I'm going to say, the 8th, 9th man. I talk to them a lot during the season, and I just say, you are in the toughest spot to be on a team, because you might get in 12 minutes. You might not get in. You got to be ready to go. We need you ready to go. We're going to need you at some point, but it's almost easier when you're that 10th, 11th, 12th man, and you're only getting in, if the game gets out of hand a little bit, than to be the tweener. And
yes, I know.
Those are the people we got to have those really ongoing conversations with throughout the season.
Yeah.
That's who I spend my time having a lot of individual conversations with, to keep them engaged, positive, and
I love that. And I do the same thing. And then I literally put it, this is where the work comes on my end, but I literally type it out. So I say, take it home, show your parents. Here's what I see. Here's what I think you should do. Here's what, like, this kid should be hunting threes. This kid should not be hunting three. Yep. Like, I don't care. Like, and the best part of that thing that I type out is I actually put the coaches, my role. What's my role? And then I go, here's what my role is. Here's what my varsity assistant. I have 3 varsity assistants. Yep. Here's what their roles are. So they know what's happening,
Here's the manager. Here's
the manager. It's everybody. Here's Bree, our trainer's role, like everybody's role. So we're not hiding. So
I really like that.
Because the issue is, and again, I say it in the group, but the issue with the group is it's similar to when I had conversations with my son when he's on my team. He hears about 20% of it.
Yeah.
But it's in writing. You can't hide what's in writing.
Yep. No, I really like that. You can't.
And what I do too, it's an interesting, I can send you a copy, coach, but what I do is I believe in positionless basketball, but I like to put them in a little bit of compartments. Yep. So like a point guard. So here are all the roles. Here's what I expect from all the point guards, and kids will be in the point guards. They might be in the wings. They might be in the post area. So some kids are in 2 areas, but here's everything I expect from our point. This is your role as a point guard. And then below that, I have the kid's name. And then this is what I want from the kid. You know, I want this, I want this, I want this, for each kid. And then it's literally an order. Like if you're 6 on the point guard list, you're not probably going in as a point guard.
It's like a depth chart.
It is a depth chart. And it's like, I'm not hiding. This is where you are. And this is where I see you. So we can have those, like I've talked about.
It's like a football depth chart for basketball. I kind of like that.
It is. And it shifts. Like I've told you, my best player's been out, you know, he's been in a boot, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, he's number 1, but he's not anymore. So now 1, 2 becomes 1 and 3 becomes 2. And it's like this shift happens. And if he comes back, well, when he comes back, it's going to shift upward. So, that's, you know, we should spend a different episode talking about this, but, you know, both of our best players have been out this season and the roles change, and all your second or third player has to become your 1 and 2 player. And that more shots, more
leadership, more responsibility on the court. And some of them are better at that than others. And that's really why roles are so important. And every team you are on, your roles shift.
Right.
You go play AAU basketball, you're going to have a totally different role than you do on our team.
Oh, we could do a whole thing about AAU basketball.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap. It's like, I you'll love this, coach, because you were both basketball coaches. It's like, I said, you can create, like, there's single gap, double gap, triple gaps in basketball. I said, you are all trying to score on single gaps. And in summer, you can score in a single gap. But in high school, that single gap will be there for a millisecond. I said, the double gap's going to close on you in a second. So it is different. People are prepping, people are scouting, people are like, like AEU is just, it's different and it's great. I don't have anything against it, but it's like, you better be the elite if you're going to score on that single gap. But and that goes back to rules. I know. All right. Till next week, Coach.
See you, Coach.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains May 2nd through the 12th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.